Johnny Mnemonic, the notorious mechanical glove, held up like an effing charm. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Hey, what's going on, fellow shenaniganders? Just meandered downstairs to kind of do a little bit of puttering. I ran a tournament on the weekend, and I haven't really been down here to do much since. That was on Saturday, and it is now Monday. So I thought for fun I would just kind of walk around and talk about Pinball Tournament, the aftermath. Yeah, so for the most part, everything held up. How about some light? The only games I actually had to turn off were Pinball Magic and Dracula. But we'll do one machine at a time and just briefly talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I believe, possibly, if I recall correctly, Nugent did reset once. Or what happened was, I think Kevin opened the coin door for some reason. Maybe there was a ball stuck, and when he closed it, it slam tilted. So I can't remember if the slam tilt and the reset were the same entity or same issue, or they're actually two different things. I can't recall, but for sure at some point it was either due to the coin door slam tilt or some random reset, or both. A lot happened during that night, and it's hard to keep track of everything. When I initially checked the slam tilt, I mean, it was only really that far away, and I bent it way out. So when I bent it out, I slammed the door a few times, and it didn't reset after that. So I'm still not 100% sure, because it's not like Kevin wrenched the door closed. So it never happened since, so it held up the rest of the night. That's about it. I don't think there was any mechanical issues or anything, so Nugent was good. Pinball Magic, just before the tournament was about to start, a ball vanished. What do you know? Pinball Magic. It's a magic trick. The ball literally vanished somewhere into the machine. We took another ball and threw it into every orifice that it has, and could not find where it is. And this happened to me once before, and I was never able to find it that time either. So I threw in a fourth ball, supposed to only have three, and eventually the lost ball came free, and then I just removed it, put it back down to three balls. So I did that right before the tournament started. That ball never did reveal itself, but problem was that Pinball Magic did reset once, I think when Brad Hopkins was playing, and I said, do you guys want to try it again? They said, probably not, so I just turned it off. I have had Pinball Magic reset about one time on me in the last year, so that was the second time, and I knew it was always a possibility. I've got a new old stock power driver board, a new old stock switchboard, which has really nothing to do with it, but so I don't know what that is. It's Capcom. If it's happening once or twice a year, that's not a big deal, but still, it's kind of annoying. Oh, the good news is that the stage doors that were acting up last week, when I reflowed the optos and refudged with that seemed to have resolved that issue at least. So that makes the game at least playable until it resets. Whitewater. I don't think there was a single issue with Whitewater. Maybe I'll turn off my dehumidifier, because it's a little bit loud. The only problem with Whitewater really is that in the finals against Jeff Teolis, he beat me on it, and I had both my second and third lock lit, ready to be locked, with 5X playfield lit. So all I had to do was lock, start the mode, lock, get a couple jackpots, boom, I would have taken it down. But that didn't happen. So that's the problem with Whitewater. Lord of the Rings, I thought might have been a game that could have potentially held up the rounds. That glare is a little bit annoying. Do we want it on or off? Ooh, yeah, on. But, you know, I removed the rubbers in the out lanes before the tournament and changed some settings. I messed with some settings. I really don't even know what I did. I just made stuff harder, so I don't know exactly, because I didn't play it all that much to know what all the full differences were, but I made the settings a little bit more challenging, and surprisingly, this game never held up the tournament, so we kept it in, and it survived. Dracula, on the other hand, with the magnet disabled, ran into an issue where on ball 3, your mist would be lit for mist multi-ball, and you're supposed to just shoot it in the scoop, and it kicks out a second ball somewhere. I think that kicks out here. The ball from the scoop kicks out here, and then one shoots out of the shooter lane or something. So you're supposed to have a 2-ball multi-ball. But it was being weird. Sometimes it would give it, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it was lit like it's supposed to give it to you, but wouldn't. Sometimes I saw Aiden in like single ball play, but getting 10 millions. So after those shenanigans, I just turned off Dracula. I need to possibly borrow Matt McGoffin's Opto board from his Shadow, which was Ray's old Shadow. Bring it over here, plug it in, and see if that resolves it. Then I can at least know if it's the Opto board or the long Opto beam. It's one of the two, or maybe something deeper, but I think it's pretty sure it's either the long Opto beam or the Opto board. So I see someone left one of their prizes behind that Sean Russell donated to the cause. Tim Hortons plastic cup there. All right, what else? Fishtails. I don't think we had a single issue with Fishtails, so I know this game reset on me once, maybe a couple months ago. I reseated some connectors as per PinWiki instructions. That's like step number 1, reseat those certain connectors. Then if it still resets, then you move on to step 2. Well, I never had to move on to step 2, and still haven't, because it held up perfectly all night. Funhouse, I actually didn't even play Funhouse, but I didn't hear of any issues, or I was never called to this machine for any reason, so Funhouse held up. Whirlwind is one other machine I didn't play. Played 9 regular rounds of match play, and those two might be the only two I didn't play, Funhouse and Whirlwind. The only thing I heard is that this upper flipper might have been a little bit sticky, which I have actually worked on that a couple times. It's a brand new flipper mech, like the whole plug and play version from Pinball Life, I believe. So every part is new, but I've still had an issue with that where it doesn't, like, I don't know, settle all the way back, and then it makes that upper ramp shot almost darn near impossible. I'll have to test that out and see if that upper ramp shot, how that is behaving, but really no issues to speak of. Mandalorian, on the other hand, on the first game of the first round, I think I drew Mando, and I noticed how quiet it was compared to everything else. So this is not something you're supposed to do, and I never do. But when I approached ball 3, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just reach in the coin door quickly and turn up the volume, which, don't do that. It's just not what you're supposed to do in tournaments. Never open the coin door unless you're a tech and you've been called or something. But I broke my own rule of thumb. I opened the coin door. I thought I'd be cheeky and turn up the volume. The second I opened the coin door, the friggin' machine reset on me. So that sucked. You know, later I tested to see if it was coin door related. It was not. Mando has reset on me once before after I updated the code to the 1.3, but I never played the game prior to 1.3. As soon as I got the machine, I installed the 1.3 code. Of course, I want the latest and greatest. And it had reset on me in the past, so I was concerned about this machine. Sure enough, it reset when I opened the coin door, and at least on one other occasion it reset. I think Someone said they were just shooting the ball up the middle and boom, it reset. And then here's the weird one. During the finals, I was playing head-to-head best of 3 against Jeff Bodwin on this game and had a nice score. Everything's going well. And then right in the middle of, I think it was my ball or between balls or something, there's animation happening on the back LCD screen and it just froze. The whole machine froze. I'm like, oh crap, it's going to reset again. This is really crappy. I've got a nice little score going, but I guess we're going to have to pick a new game. So we were just kind of chatting about that for a moment, and then it completely resumed back to normal. The screen animation transitioned, the machine just unstuck itself, and it preserved our progress, so we were able to play on. So figure that one out. I'm not happy about Mando at all. I'm really hoping it is a code bug that I think might be tied into the Insider Connected Home Team update that's across all the Stern machines. So I don't think it's necessarily Mando specific either, but we'll see. Johnny Mnemonic, the notorious mechanical glove, held up like an effing charm. No issues to speak of on Johnny. This has been one reliable machine. I can't think of a single issue I had with that. Night Moves, it did one weird thing. I think the CPU crashed, at least, or the display crashed. Probably the CPU, because mid-game, all the scores just vanished, but I think it was a CPU thing. I just turned it off and on. Strangely enough, it held up for the rest of the night, so there's another reset. Okay, and then, oh look, someone left a chocolate behind. I provided all kinds of Halloween chocolates, 125 mini ones, and a good dent was put in those, that's for sure. Okay. Oh, by the way, Sean Russell, Teolis brought this for you. LOPL, TCPL, ICR champ, May 2021. You haven't collected your trophy yet, man. Where's the power switch? I forget. Oh, yeah, right here. Is there any juice left? There you go. Shiny boy. Okay. Let's turn on the light here. This towel was used because Nick Greenan's Coke in his backpack exploded and created a giant pool of pop all along this area. So that was fun. Hey, Nick. All right, so tag team. Do we have any issues with tag team? You know, I have in the past where the ball just like goes into one or the other of the lock saucers, and it's like the CPU doesn't recognize it. Like the switches for sure are working, but I don't think I never did the like couple upgrades that you're supposed to do on these System 80 boards. You got to reflow the daughter board IC chips, and it's kind of extensive. I don't think I ever had that done, so I was suspecting that that was the reason that that was happening, but throughout the tournament, never happened once, so that was nice. Okay, Xenon. Did one player at a time because I found out when there's a ball locked and you tilt, sometimes it kicks it out, sometimes it doesn't. And with two balls, sometimes ending up in the shooter lane. So I thought if that happens during a single player game, I can just take the ball out, pop it in there, and the game will resume. If it's during multi players, the machine might get confused. So the one at a time strategy worked, and I don't think there was any issue on Xenon at all. So that was cool. And then Mystic. There was a little bit of a sticky flipper situation for like one flip, I think. And other than that, Mystic held up. Oh, if you didn't see my other video, right before the tournament, Mystic died on me. The CPU like just kaput. It was the original CPU. It was a nice one. Great condition. But it's 40 years old and So what I did right before the tournament was throw in a brand new all-tech replacement CPU that I got at the swap meet not that long ago. So at the swap meet, I got the all-tech CPU and lamp driver, and Mystic inherited both. But with that, Mystic completely held up throughout the tournament. I don't think there was a single issue. Oh wait, there was a ball stuck somewhere. There was one ball stuck. Other than Pinball Magic's ball just vanishing, it was, oh yeah, Whirlwind. Ball got stuck right at the gate there. So, some good, some bad. All in all, though, I gotta say I'm pretty happy with how everything ran. But a couple like weird things you can't necessarily fix, like, you know, night moves worked for the rest of the night. So what do? Do you take out the CPU and send it out for repair, or you kind of just wait till it dies for good, right? And then you send out the boards. I don't know if I even did the ground mods on this thing. I've had this thing for 7 years, and you know, I was a lot greener back then and didn't do those kind of things. Yeah, so I guess, you know, on Pinball Magic, right? What am I going to do? There's nothing I can do. Just play it. If the resetting turns into a constant thing, then obviously you'll have to address it. But the main addressable things are the Dracula Opto board. I can work on that and try and solve that. And, you know, it's really about it. An occasional sticker flipper. That is, you know, if it happened once in actually the tournament took about 5.5 hours. So if it happened once in 5.5 hours, then doesn't mean it needs an entire flipper rebuild. But yeah, there's not really too much. What did I put on my list? Pinball Magic reset, Mystic, old CPU died. Oh yeah, there was something else. Nugent, the GI, the general illumination lighting, was kind of fading in and out. Like it was getting a little brighter, a little bit darker here and there. So that's probably the power, like connector on the power supply. So maybe I need to do some repinning there or something. Mando reset. What does that say? Manny reset. Oh, Manny reset. Mando reset. Mystic. Right flipper sticky. Tag team sticky flipper on the right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. There was one instance of a sticky flipper on tag team too. But nothing too crazy. So that is my basement games room pinball tournament, the aftermath. All in all, I'm pretty happy with how things went. And, you know, I didn't have to do any major surgeries in the middle of the tournament. So that was nice. All right, so I think I'm going to tinker around a little bit, see what I can fix. Maybe clean up the glass on all the machines and get things back in order and turn on my dehumidifier. So, all right, well, there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys on the next one.